when I came in there, like they just hired me, and you know I talked to my agent, and you know we put it together, but I still got my eyeballs open because I don't know Red Out Boxing. I don't know anybody, you know, outside of knowing them.
Right.
I don't know what this is that I got myself into. So let me make sure that everything is how I would want it to be. And so we sit down when we first got there. You show me the facility. I'm like, wow, like this is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
We sitting there, and I'm just like, I'm trying to think like, all right, what can I challenge them with next? And I turned over to the guy. I said, Gabe, how you feel about A-side, B-side?
And then what did I say?
What'd you answer?
I said, hell no.
He said, fuck A-side, B-side.
No.
And I'm like, that's what boxing needs. There's no A-side, B-side.
But here's the thing. I'm a fan, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't do this because I have to do this. I do this because I love to do this, okay? And it's like this series, BoxFest series, is for the fans. It's not for anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put on fights. Like, look at the best fights you've ever had, you've ever watched, and you've ever experienced, you know? It's like you can ring them off. You always remember them. They're always competitive. They're always close, right? Nobody says, oh, man, like, you know, that was a great fight that went to the lopsided decision, or this guy got ripped off. No.
Yeah.
The best fights are like, you know, Arturo Gatti, Mickey Ward, like the first one, round 9, was like, it seared into my memory. Like it's amazing. It's amazing to see the heart of a lion, to see the resiliency, to see, like, you know, it's like, how much deeper can you go, right? That's what we love to see. So what is this A-side, B-side stuff? What like this, the way that the regional promotions set up right now, right? It's like, okay, what's the point? You're trying to win world championships, right? You're trying to make your guy like a world title holder, right? Okay, so what? You're padding his record?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the question. If your stated goal is to make a world champion, what's the percentage of people that get into the ring that end up actually being a world champion?
Very little.
You know, my business is statistics. You know, we do public opinion polls. I mentioned it to you, right? It's like 99% of these guys, they're not going to be world champions. That's what it is, okay? So your whole business model is built on the 1% chance that something is going to happen.
One that can come behind
right.
it. Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense to me. To me, it makes more sense to make these other guys marketable, to make these other guys, you know, find different pathways to make money in this sport. You know what I mean? It's not just the one way that, hey, look, the only way you're going to make it is if you're a world champion. Okay, no. We need to reorganize, we need to restructure, and we need to redistribute, and we need to find new revenue streams that make sense for these kids. So, for example, NBA, you know, prospects, they'll get these, you know, apparel deals and like sponsorship deals and stuff like that, right? That should be available to grassroots fighters. Those type of things should be available to grassroots fighters. But nobody's going to want to do business in corporate America with an entity that they don't trust, right? So you have to build an organization first in order to get those type of opportunities through the door. Because these kids, they just think the only way to do it is to be Floyd Mayweather. Not everybody's going to be Floyd Mayweather, man. So like, look at the UFC. Do they throw the guy out when he's lost 3 fights or 4 fights? No. They're still good fighters. They're still marketable. They still have an audience. They're still appealing to someone, okay?
Great. Perfect example.
Yeah. Well, listen, you lost to like amazing names, like incredible guys.
And the fights was amazing.
And you got in there with, like, you know, Spence. You got in there with Crawford, right? You got in there with Thurman. Those fights were amazing fights, right? So it's like, I'm proud of you what you've done in your career. You know, it's unbelievable. Remember, I told you I was there at your fight against Danny Garcia in Brooklyn. It was a great fight, man. You blew me away. The performance blew me away. And look, man, there's a lot of problems in this sport. I'm not saying that we're going to solve them all, but we're going to try. You know, we're going to try to address some of them. And I think the first step you need to take is to build the facility. You know, once you build it, you know, they will come. That's number one. And number two is like, hey, let's see if we can cooperate. Let's see if we can get together. Let's see if this is going to entice people to say, okay, let's see if we can build a better future, right? If you think about league sports over the past 30 years and individual sports, league sports have completely taken off, right? In comparison, right?